Adasane everyone, I'm Angie B and you're watching a BC Pretty Girly video. Today I'm going to show you guys how I remove my makeup and portion of my regimen for cleansing my face after makeup. I like to start out with some sort of makeup remover wipe. If I happen to be all out of these, I'll just use a face towel and a mild soap. So these are what mine look like because they are the El Cheapo 99-cent brand, and it's really all I need. First thing I like to do is just wipe and remove as much as I can, and that's what it ends up looking like. So I have a lot of foundation to remove initially, and that foundation has also had some oil build up because of my skin being slightly oily today. So I like to remove as much as I can with the makeup wipe. And notice I'm avoiding the eye area. That calls for its own special procedure. So I keep doing that until the makeup wipe is pretty clean or clear. So this is what it looks like right now. So I'm going to keep going and come back when it's okay. So now I went from this to this. So now I have enough of the makeup removed just off the top. Now remember, there is still makeup on my face because it gets down into the pores of your skin. You want to clean gently, but you want to clean deeply. So the next thing I like to do is try and remove as much off of the eyes with the makeup remover as possible. Alright, and again I'm going to keep doing that until I have as much off as I can just with using the wipe. Take the Q-tip and wrap it here, and I'm going to get close up in my mirror and do one of these numbers. Very lightly, very gently. The idea for me is to get as much of it off as possible so that when I go to clean with my facial cleanser, I don't use as much first of all, and it comes off, it comes cleaner quicker. That I have as much of the makeup off as I can get with the wipes. I take cocoa butter or shea butter. This happens to be the last piece of my cocoa butter. I usually have a cocoa butter stick that lasts forever, and this is the last bit of it. So I usually take it, and it's just a piece. It's, you know, like a brick, but you can use anything that you don't mind, because you're going to put this on and let it sit, and then you're going to wipe it off. So something that is not as expensive. This is like less than $2 when it's brand new. Just place it on there. The body heat, your own 98.6 internal body heat, will literally begin to warm this enough that it glides. You don't want to put it on your face and just get to going with it, because it'll start pulling. But once your body heat, you'll feel it. Once it starts to warm, it will glide and it will begin to melt. And as it begins to melt, you work it all over. Small circular motions is good. And go lightly just under the eyes, all the way out to the corner. I I don't really try to put anything in that crease, because that crease feeds right into the tear duct, or I should say the tear duct is right there, and if you get stuff in it or on it or whatever, you can block it by accident, or it'll get in your eye. And when it gets in your eye, this doesn't burn my eye, but it causes this hazy look, like a film coating is in your eye, and it just is so annoying, because you feel like it feels the way cataract looks. Seems like, so just be leery of that. So now I feel like I have enough of it on. I don't feel like I missed any portion. I've even gone under and gotten a bit under there. So I'm going to stop rubbing, and as you can see, it's pretty much in the same as it was. I take it in my hand, I give one little last rub, and I'm the only one that uses this, so it's pretty sanitary. And that's it. I leave this on my face for as long as whatever. If you're trying it and you just want to know what's a good rule of thumb, I would say 5 minutes. I always end up leaving it on longer than 5 minutes, just because I put it on and then I go answer my emails, write a couple of blogs, upload some video. I just do stuff in the meantime. Take something like either a Kleenex, or one, I use these little round pads. You could buy these. I get a big old pack of them for 99 cents. Or cotton ball. I don't really care for the cotton balls because the cotton gets left on your face. But anyway, I take this and then I just wipe all the cocoa butter off. Sometimes I use two, sometimes I use just front and back. And then I take a clean Q-tip and I do the same thing with the lashes that I've done before. And then I'm ready for the cleansing portion of removing my makeup. And I'm going to come right back to you, and after I've let this sit for about 5 minutes or more, and we're going to get to that portion. I'm back, and I'm also eating dinner, so please forgive me. But as you can see, the cocoa butter is ready to come off. It looks a lot different than it did when I put it on. And as you can see, it still pulled quite a bit of makeup off, even though the makeup wipes were pretty clean. You see how much more is still there, and this will get more of it off. Go in with the Q-tip, and I like to come down in the delicate areas and pull as much as I can if there's any to be pulled. Now I'm going to get right into the cleansing portion of my face routine when I remove my makeup. Currently I'm using a product by the company called Shimmers Body by Nature, and they sent me a bunch of samples based on some information I communicated to them. The first step in this system is the lemon peel glycerin apricot scrub. I'm going to be using that to cleanse. It's actually a scrub. It isn't something that I use every day because it is a scrub, and it does have little bitty like granules in it that help to remove or to deep clean. So I'm going to use that first, and then I'm going to come back. Since my camera is set up in this area, you won't be able to actually see me wash it off or anything like that, but as soon as I get it on and lathered up, I will come back to the camera so you can see it. So let's get started. This is once I put it on and I kind of lather it up, then I just spread it all over the face. And basically moisten my face with warm water and I'm going to lightly rub this in with little circular motions. I'm going to avoid the eye area. I think a little bit got into it, but okay, so I just did the first rinse after the scrub, and I wanted to show you something. While my face is still wet, I lightly run the soft towel right up under the lower lid, right below the waterline, because if there is any residual makeup, it's usually there, because that's an area that I don't put product. But after I've rinsed the scrub pretty well, that's a good time for me to run it through. And usually I get a little bit, like here. Usually I get a little bit extra, as you can see, a little bit of the mascara, well, the eyeliner. Anyway, and if there's any mascara left on, that's the time that it'll come off also. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and I'm going to splash with cold water, and that's going to help to close the pores. And then I'm going to go to the next step, which is a mask, and it is called the Green Tea Honey Lemon Hot Toddy Facial Mask. And this is also the Shimmers Body by Nature product, part of the facial care system. And I'm almost out, so I will be placing my order with this company because I truly am enjoying their product. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I just did the cool rinse, and I'm going to pat the excess off. And now I'm going to apply the mask. It has little bits of green tea, actual green tea in it. And I like to take my finger and just kind of stir it around, and that's what it looks like. And then you I just smooth it over the skin, all over. According to the folks over at Shimmers, you want to do this like every third day. And that's what I've been doing, and I love it. Absolutely love it. So now that I've got that on, I let it sit for about 5 minutes. And then I rinse with warm water. Do a cool splash to close those pores. And then I'm going to do a facial astringent that I have from the Shimmers people. So I'll be right back. Okay, I have rinsed off the mask, and then I splashed with a cold, icy cold water, and now I'm just gonna pat dry. Okay, so I'm all ready for the moisturizer, and I am using the Green Tea Lemon Night Cream, of which I am just about out. And I usually take a little bit. I start right around the eye area, and then I just smooth it all over. And same thing on the bottom. Again, I am just moving this moisturizer across the skin and really allowing it to absorb into the skin without rubbing it as much. And that's all that I do there. Now, if you notice throughout this process, I didn't do anything with the lips. I usually take whatever, at the end of my whole routine, I usually take a towel and just kind of lightly glide across the lips to remove any dead skin, dry skin. And that's with the towel still damp. And that, usually you can feel it if you got very dry lips and dry skin. That's really all you ever need to do. And then I take a moisturizer, either a Carmex, a Blistex, and in this case I have a product by Aquafina. It's a hydrating oil and it's very good. It's in a tube. You kind of squeeze it until it gets to the top and glide it on. And I pretty much put quite a bit on because I'm putting it on right before I'm going to bed or right at the end of my day, and I want to rub that in a bit. And that's the routine. Basically, that's all I do. So I can recap a little bit for you. So to remove my makeup, remember I start with a makeup remover, several of them. I buy a 99-cent brand just because I use them. I use so many of them. It makes no sense for me to buy a very expensive brand with what I do with these. So I use quite a bit, and I just get the makeup off in as much as I can with this. And then I take a clean makeup wipe and I wrap it around here, and then I get in the eye area, under, over, as much as I can. And then I take the cocoa butter, and in this case, this is what I have left, this little piece. But it comes in a stick, and I usually take the cocoa butter stick, glide it on slowly, and until I get it on liberally all over the face. Then I sit no less than 5 minutes. 5 minutes, no less. And or you can go more, but no less than 5 minutes. And then you take a Kleenex, or in my case I use these little pads, these little makeup pads, and you just wipe all that excess off. Once you get that off, it's time to get into the cleansing portion. Now that's just to take off the makeup. Now you want to cleanse and deep clean and get that makeup out. Now I'm using Shimmer's Body by Nature products, so check them out, shimmersbodybynature.com. So far I am loving them. I have been on a quest to find a very good facial cleansing routine, a product that speaks specifically to facial cleansing, and so far Shimmers has really delivered what I've been looking for. So I got into the cleansing with the Shimmers product, and I started out with the lemon peel glycerin apricot scrub. And remember, it has the little scrubbing action in here. So you moisten the face, put some in your hand. I get a lather going really good, and then I pat it all over, and then lightly work it into areas, and then I let it sit for just a couple of minutes, just so that it can really work that surface and seep down into the pores. Then you rinse with warm water, and then you rinse with cold water to close those pores. Once I had that going, then I went into the green tea and honey lemon hot toddy facial mask. And remember, you put that on all over. You let that sit for no less than 5 minutes. Then wash that off with warm water. Take cold water and splash that over to seal, to close those pores up once again. After I had that off, then I went into the apple juice cider witch hazel. That's a toner by the Shimmer by Nature's product. And again, you use a cotton ball or one of these little pads, dab on a couple of drops, and then you work that all over. You do not have to scrub and push into the skin. You just basically glide it all over. Let that air dry, and then you come back to finalize it with your night cream or your whatever moisturizer you're using in it. And for me, it's the green tea lemon night cream. And you smooth that all over. No need to rub it in. Smooth it over very well. Get it all over and just let it seep into the pores. It will work itself in. Just like now, everything is very soft. It's not oily. It's very, very soft. It doesn't feel like it's just sitting there. It has actually soaked itself into the area into the pores all over. So that's the recap. And that's what I do when I remove the makeup. Now again, I'm using the facial cleansing system. There are certain portions of the system that you do not use every single night. But every single night, I do remove the makeup. Now, here's a little tip. Some nights you come in either really late or you're really, really tired. You want to get that makeup off. So, in lieu of a full cleansing, the way I did now, I will take my cocoa butter. I will put my cocoa butter all over, including on the eyelids, including on the eyelashes. All over. I will let that sit 5 minutes or longer. Then I'll come back with a cotton ball or a clean tissue and wipe it all off, making sure to get it off of the eyelids and off of the eyebrow and the eyelash, because I want to get that makeup off in as much as I can. And if you can't get to water, or if you're just too doggone tired, at least try to get that makeup off using a non-water product like a cocoa butter, a shea butter, some kind of an oil, any kind of like an olive oil, something that will get into those pores and lift that out. And that is in a quick fix, in a pinch. That's what I'll do. And then that following morning, immediately get up and do your cleansing system. So that's all that I do, and I hope you guys got something out of this. If you got any questions, go ahead, leave me some questions on the comments. Give me a thumbs up if you're viewing this from my YouTube channel, BC Pretty Girly. If you're at my website, go ahead and leave comments. Don't forget to register, and that's bcprettygirly.com. And I'm just glad you guys took the time to watch. That's it for me for now. And I had a great time, but I will see you guys mañana. Adios.